Hi, it's Marilyn again. I just want to talk about um, a topic which is quite important, and quite a few clients have actually come to me and spoke about this when they're actually starting to change who they are, and that is when they don't want you to grow. Um, Oftentimes, when people kind of change their direction and try to move forward in their life, they tend to have certain issues and problems with the people around them, and they tends to be a kind of dynamic that is happening where the people that you're around, they sometimes feel threatened and they feel that you're changing. So a lot of times they would rather you stay where you are, and this is normally due to a feeling of fear, basically, that if you change, what's going to happen to them, what's going to happen to you and them, what's going to happen to the relationship. So it's quite a tough topic, and it creates a really strong dynamic for both parties, because obviously with both people there is an anxiety separation. So you're growing, everything's becoming new, you're reading books, you perhaps joined an online community, you have a coach or you have a therapist, and you know that you can't go back, but you can't stay where you are as well. You have to move forward. So on an energetic level, you yourself um, can be holding on to how things used to be, and the other person is acting as a mirror as well, and they're just creating a resistance, and they're kind of not helping you or not supporting you when you want to move forward. Perhaps you may have a business, perhaps you may be starting on a new course, you might be studying, and you could have a partner and there's issues that need to be dealt with around the house, and you're not getting enough time to study, or you have friends that are complaining that they don't see you, but your study time is really important, or this work project is really important, and that project's going to move you forward. Then it's going to kind of create some kind of disharmony between the relationship. Um, so again, it's about recognizing what's going on, being able to support yourself, and being able to kind of not be totally angry and upset with the other person. And I've been through that. I've been like, oh, they don't want me to have this, they don't want me to do that, and then I'm going into victim mode, and it doesn't help nobody. It kind of disempowers you, and you start to leak energy, and that's one thing you don't want to leak when you're starting a new way of being. You want to kind of maintain your energy, because changing yourself takes a lot of energy. Um, so you want to kind of contain that within yourself. One way, I suppose, is recognizing that this is change and you can't go back. So how can you best manage it yourself? Um, that also you're going to have to start putting some boundaries in place, and um, certain things that you can't tolerate. But you also have to have some understanding that the other person is also expressing fear that you are changing. So again, this you need to kind of really build in place how you're going to be able to discuss these changes and how important they are to you. So there would be some self-reflective question you would ask is, you know, if I don't get the support that I need, then what is the next thing I need to do? If I if it's really important that I need the support, how am I going to be able to approach this subject with the other person? Um, is it just the other person that is feeling fearful, or am I feeling fearful as well? And lastly, what would I really need from the other person to enable me to move forward in a more positive way. Once you have those questions, then you can kind of see how the other person would react to these questions, and most of the time we have it within us how the other person is going to react. But just by clearing these questions within your own mind, you're just able to kind of have more of a broader understanding as opposed to coming from an emotional level, I think. So, it's kind of puts some more clarity in it. The reason why I'm really kind of supportive of trying to work through issues with people, because if you kind of leave something and say, I'm not going to bother with that person, I'm not going to be friends with that person, I'm not going to be with that person anymore, the same situation is only going to turn up again. So it's coming up for you to be able to deal with that effectively, because situations and problems only repeat themselves if they're not dealt with. So it's really important that you kind of try and get some clarity and understand that if some situations cannot be rectified, then you have to move on, but that's only after you try to do as much as you can. I know that surrounding yourself with your new type of people that are going to support you is just as important, and really be mindful of the people you surround, because again, when you're growing, you want people that are going to kind of be able to gently kind of pull you up if you're slipping into a victim mode or you're blaming others. You want someone that's going to have a very balanced kind of broad outlook on the situation, so they can see it from both sides, and they can have empathy with your situation, and are not going to judge you, but going to be able to support you in a more effective way. And in the next videos, I'm going to kind of bring up about the type of friendships and relationships that you kind of want to have in your life to be able to support you while you're growing into a new phase of your life. So, signing off now, and leave your comments if you must. Again, if you want to contact me, the information is at the end of this podcast or video. Okay, bye.